What's up, man? It's Mitch, man. For all you guys out there that don't know, we got the national shot caller prison system right here. Big Sid. What's
That's right.
happening?
Hey, look, hey, Mitch, it's an honor to be on your channel.
Well, it's
And
an
I
honor
don't
to have
usually,
you.
hey, I don't bring gifts. As an OG, people bring gifts to me, but I got a box of ramen noodles for you right here. And once I
Dude,
get your post office box, I'm gonna send that to you.
dude, are those shrimp?
Yeah, those are shrimp flavored right there.
Oh, that's the bomb.
And it's
Only thing
pink right
better than
here.
that is the only thing better than the shrimp top ramens is the chili lime shrimp. But hey,
I'll send you some of them too.
Man.
Those are good. I was gonna send you some
Yeah.
but that's illegal to send that through the mail. So I'm just gonna send you some soups.
Yeah, well, I still do touch up some top ramens occasionally.
Those are good, bro. I'm telling you right now. When I was in California prison, basically all they were eating was soups. They were eating pickles, peanut butter, and tuna. But because I had such a large payroll, we would have food catered in. I mean, when I say catered in, I mean for the Caucasians. Yeah. Like, it is what it is. You know how California prison is.
For the white
a lot of people get offended, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, California prison system kind of segregated,
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's the thing that's crazy. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, like, when you were out here, man, like, you met some of these cats out here that are on the street now acting like they're all that shit, right?
Yeah. Willy Wonka. Yeah, Wes Watson. I'll tell you the first time I met Wes Watson. I get to the prison.
Wes Watson?
And the dude.
Is that Wes Watson?
Yeah, Wes Watson. Yeah, Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
I call him Willy Wonka. He's got the 2 W's. He's got Dago blasted across his stomach.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you a little piece of inside information. Is that he recently, my homeboy hit me up and said they told Wes Watson, the Dago card, said he's got to cover up that Dago tattoo. Or they're going to, you know what I'm saying? It's going to get, stuff gets handled straight up from the shot.
I heard something like that, like,
it's true, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I was first in prison, this dude comes up to me. He just gotten out of the hole.
Yeah.
And so this dude comes up to me and was like talking to these dudes who were staying with. He's like, yeah, man, I bleached my booty hole, all this stuff. And we were like, bro, what did you say? He's like, yeah, I'm going to have my new cellmate, Wes Watson. And I was like, bro, because I knew, like, that's how Wes Watson is. Everyone knows it.
Yeah, but white dudes out here, they don't really play that gay shit out in the prison system out here. So, for him to come out and like be like, hey, I'm waxing it, whatever. I mean, that must have went down kind of,
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. California prison, that stuff don't float. And that's why it was such a shock. Yeah, that doesn't go in California. We protect our own. But that's what made Wes Watson such a weirdo, is that he went against that, bro. He had this massive rainbow flag in his freaking cell, bro. And he'd be making like all these Rice Krispie treats and stuff. We like, bro, straight up, you're going to get poked up. You're going to get poked up for real if you keep doing this. He just kept out there flaunting all this crazy stuff.
Wow. So he must have gone down to a lower level prison where he thought he could get away with that later on, but
yes. When I was in Pelican Bay, Wes Watson could never make it there. Everyone knows that. But the thing about Wes Watson was the first time I actually talked to him in person was he came up to me. It was like, because he preaches right now on his YouTube channel, be sober, don't be a punk, just be like this, bro. Inside, bro, that man would do anything for $50 worth of that black card.
Well, there's another guy has a little channel, shout out to Splinter, our Road Splinter. He actually kind of pulled some covers on that too about Wes Watson. Said he was, he was, doing the, what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was, bro. He wasn't in prison. He wasn't all jacked up like that. I mean, there was some jacking going on, but it wasn't like with muscles and stuff, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And he assumed that because I was a Caucasian, that I would front him some black tar, bro. And I don't front nothing. This dude comes up to my homeboy and tells him, he's like, well, I can work it off. And so my homeboy, being a solid Caucasian, was like, he thought he meant go, stab somebody and stuff like that.
Bro, that's not
that's not what he meant. That is not what he meant. That was when we straight greenlit him, and they moved him to another prison in California. I never saw the dude again.
Yeah,
straight up. When I come out to California, I'm in North Carolina. If I come back out to California, I'm gonna straight pull up on Wes Watson.
So what you're saying is he meant like he could do a little Folsom karate to work it off.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. And we expect that from other groups of people. But, you know, the reason I respect California prisons so much, because now I live in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
The prisons in North Carolina are soft. Bro, they are soft. They're not as soft as Florida and Virginia. Okay, nothing softer than a person from a Florida prison. I mean, that's soft.
Yeah, I've never been outside of California, so I don't really know, you know.
Yeah, like here in North Carolina, the biggest thing is Suboxone strips. There ain't no real dope in these prisons in North Carolina. It's all Suboxone strips smuggled in guards' underpants, man. It's ridiculous.
So what are you saying? Like they just stick it in their panties and shit and bring it in, or what?
Yeah, well, there was this one heavyset girl and stuff like that, and whenever they say, "Hey, Suboxone's on the yard," bro, these Suboxone strips will smell like onion grass, bro, and so that it was ridiculous. But that just gives you a glimpse of how soft the prison system is out here.
Yeah, that's Suboxone. That's for guys that are trying to. It's like the new methadone type shit, right?
Exactly. Yep, that's exactly what it is.
So they're not messing with like heroin or nothing. They're using Suboxone.
Yeah, man, it's Bush League out here. They be messing with the Suboxone strips, listening to rap music. You're not allowed to poke up another inmate. They said you might get in trouble, bro. Because in California, you got a problem with another man. Man, it is the only thing you can do is poke them up, straight up, bro. That's how
most prisons, that's how they get down. Because you know, in California, if you go out in the yard and fight, the gun tower's going to shoot you.
That's exactly right.
You can put a mini 14 in you.
Yeah, here in North Carolina, bro, they send you to a counselor, and you go in there and tell them your problems. But Russ Watson would fit right in here in the North Carolina prisons. To be completely honest,
if you get in a fight out there in one of them prisons out there, how do they break it up? They don't shoot you?
No, they don't shoot you. They have these massive wooden spoons, sometimes plastic, that says love. And they were just like smacking dudes on their booty, bro. Honestly, bro, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Straight up. But and Virginia's the same way. Speaking of which, I forgot to tell you, Big Lance off the yard, bro. I saw he was stealing weed eaters out of my shed this morning.
Is that right?
Big Lance was stealing freaking weed eaters out of my shed this morning, bro. It's crazy.
You like wake up and see him? Is that why you were late getting on the thing?
Yeah, that's why I was late getting on Zoom, because I hear this commotion outside. And I honestly, bro, I thought it was because I have like a little drive-through where I sell some, Yeah. But I thought it was one of my customers. No, it's Big Lance, and he's running with 2 weed eaters and one freaking Timberland boot on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's what happens out here, man. These prison systems make you soft.
Really?
I mean, because this is the kind of stuff that I make in California prison system. That's a throwing star right there, very deadly. Yeah. Make this out of a tray and a pair of glasses. In North Carolina, they were scared to use this as a weapon. They used it like as bling. They put on his jewelry and stuff. These black dudes. I'm like, that's a weapon.
Around the yard with it like it's a. Huh?
They be sagging their pants, bro, and all that stuff, and it's just like, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not used to people using my battle weapons as jewelry. It's ridiculous. It's sad.
Now I heard some things about you, man, out here. Like you had you put it down one time with like an axe, like a homemade axe or some shit.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
This right here is this is made from one dinner tray. The old metal trays from Folsom, all that, Corker and all that stuff right there. And this right here, and I only sold these to the Caucasians. Just keeping it real. And this right here, bro, you could be on the rec yard like this. And when things popped off, you would just you would throw that at people. And literally that was on the news. And then that's why California literally banned these things, is because of Big Stick.
I seen some shit like that coming out of New Folsom on the news when I was in Tracy. I'd seen a news thing.
Yeah, that was about me. Yeah, but he tried to put me in the hole for 8 months. Luckily, I had a bunch of $100 bills. I paid off the warden, and he just, it's like a slap on the wrist, So but it was still, I still had to spend a couple of days in the hole, and that was hard. I didn't have a big screen TV and all that stuff. It's crazy.
Because California prisons are corrupt,
Extremely. Honestly, there is nothing in California prison that you can't get that's on the streets. All you got to do is pay them guards. Let me tell you something. I've hung out with people from Hollywood all over the place. The nicest cars I've ever seen driven were by the prison staff at a California prison.
Oh yeah, you look out in the parking lot, man. They got Corvettes. They got, they got it going on. Porsches, Beamers.
Yes, they do.
Oh yeah, yeah. On a prison guard salary.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I had I ain't gonna put his name out there. You know he's a cop and all that, bro. I would pay $80,000 to bring just a little, little grocery store baggie or something in. Straight up, or 80,000 cash. That's what I would do.
There's a lot of cell phones in California prison system. They say they bust like thousands of them every year, right? And they try to blame it on the inmates for bringing it. There ain't no way you're bringing in a cell phone through the visiting room, right?
Absolutely.
That's true. Staff bringing them in, right?
It's only staff, because if you think about it, now Wes Watson will probably like to shove it up his booty, but the truth is we don't do that in California. We have the staff bring all these cell phones in, and I pay them some money. And here's the truth about these guards, bro. And this gonna hurt some people's feelings, but a lot of these guards are junkies. That's real talk, bro. Oh yeah. These guards do it for drugs. That's the honest truth.
I also knew some staff that had gambling habits, and they had to have that money to go gamble. So
exactly,
cell phones were just flowing in.
That's exactly right. And also the guards, if they had a problem, they had to get from drugs or gambling, like you said, they would say, hey, I'll bring this in for you if you can call your people and tell them not to come to my house. And I'd say, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, because you had a network on the street, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I still have a massive network, and people look at this like, hey, that's a decent trailer. I have 3 double wides, not just one. Serious. So people doing all that rah-rah, I have 3, not 1.
Yeah, double wide.
Yeah, 3. This is nice. This is nice right here. What, Granny? I'm doing a video with Smiley. Okay, my grandmother, she's 83, and she wants to tell you that you're sexy. Granny, stop embarrassing me in front of Smiley.
Tell Granny I said hi, man.
He said to tell you hi.
Hey, so like the tattooing, man, like how they be tattooing out there? Because I heard about tattooing out there, like anything goes out there, like Virginia, all that on the.
Bruh, listen, in North Carolina, in Virginia, in California, when you get a tattoo, there is respect. You get it from another Caucasian if you're a Caucasian. In Virginia and North Carolina, bro, they be getting they have tattoo parties, straight up, bro. And one of the most popular tattoos out here in North Carolina, Virginia, is they get like a Playboy bunny on each side of their hips, bro. You're walking past the cell and you see this dude laying on his back giggling, and I'm just like, the level of convict is so low in Virginia, in North Carolina, bro. It's sad. It's really sad.
Well, Playboy bunnies, that's not really a white guy tattoo out here.
No, it's not really a white tattoo out here. A lot of the black dudes get that and everything. And everyone just comes together in North Carolina. People say that's a good thing. Here's the problem with that. In prison, there's different rules. Yeah. And so it's best to do it like California does it. Because see, in North Carolina, which is fine, I stand on my own 2 Caucasian feet, stabbing chomos through the whole thing. But in California, you can't put your hands on a Caucasian and you can have a problem with everybody. But see, here in North Carolina, man, they will leave you on the rec yard by yourself because they scared.
Yeah. So there's no unity out there.
Nope, none.
Amongst, like white guy unity, black guy unity, so on. It's just like a free for all, right?
Exactly. And do you want to know why they sag your pants in Florida prisons, North Carolina, and Virginia? The reason they're confident enough, because you sag your pants in other parts of the country, someone's going to get to that booty. Like, they're going to straight pull up on that booty, and that's real talk. That's just how it is in a lot of these places. I mean, it's nasty, but it is what it is. The reason they don't do that here is because they get a tattoo on their booties. And it's literally, they get a camouflage tattoo. And supposedly that's supposed to protect them from the booty bandit, but I think that's kind of, I think that's like a tooth fairy. I don't think that's real, bro.
So they got bandits out there?
Yeah, they be tattooing each other's booties out here, man. It's ridiculous. Wow. It's pathetic. Yeah. And sometimes you have to get very aggressive. Yeah. In California, the guards, if you want them to bring something in, all you got to do is show them that money. And I got plenty of it. Yeah. But out here in North Carolina, sometimes you have to slap a guard. And I don't know if I can say that. Sometimes you got to rough them up because they want to take your money and you be like, yo, I'll get you tomorrow. What will get you tomorrow in California is a wooden box. That's real talk.
Hey, so you tell me, like out there, do they try to emulate what's going on out here in California? They try to like imitate it, or
sometimes they do. I tell you, the saddest thing about it is they more imitate what they see on YouTube and not real life. So you got people out here getting W's on their chest like Wes Watson. And it's not because they know him from the prison. He was soft. They're emulating what they see on YouTube. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they think that that's the way to be, huh?
Yeah, I actually know legit people that think Wes Watson is like way above John Gotti. He thinks he's like the real deal. And I'm like, bro, he ain't the real deal. He ain't the real deal.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I heard Wes Watson, you know, the homies are out to, you know, they're trying to hunt him down. They can't find him though.
Yeah, he's hanging out with his girlfriend in some apartment. It's like a luxury apartment and stuff. And he blocked me on all forms of social media, which I understand he's scared. But he's hiding out in some real luxury apartment stuff. Because
he probably remembers you from prison, you know.
Yeah, he does. He's scared because he knows I have cell phone videos of him coming up to people. Because we be doing the FaceTime with the girls, and they're like, "Who is that dude back there? Like that dude got makeup on." I'm like, "That's Wes Watson."
Yeah.
So that's what he was in prison. Like, see, like I told you, he would take this pink wrapper off of the soup, and he would take some goo, some of that stuff the black dudes here use, and he would put that on his head. And he would put this pink stuff like hair on his head.
But it shredded out like a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he wants to act all hard up in there in that apartment. You know, like banging the table.
Hey, so since you've been out, man, you still got your network, right?
Yes, I still have my network. Yeah. I can still reach out and touch anybody, anytime, anywhere, and not like in a chomo way. I mean a straight tink tink.
Yeah. Because you were a national shot caller for.
Yes, I was, and yes, I basically the Lucchese crime family, the Gambinos, they all still pay taxes to me. They know what time it is.
Yeah.
What's that dude's name that's got that mobster's got that YouTube channel? Franchise or whatever his name is. Michael Franchise. Yeah, he legit made tens of millions of dollars in that gas tax scam. That's a true story. He legit made that. But bro, I rolled up on him a couple of weeks ago, and you know, because he owed me $20,000, and he says like, "Yo, let me run into this bank." And he's in there. He told me going into the bank. He puts his COVID mask on, and I see him in there talking like this, pointing. He's talking to a police officer. Straight up, dude. That is Michael Franchise went to the cops, bro. That's real talk.
Yeah.
That's sad, bro.
So you still reach out to folks out in California from your network out there on the East Coast?
Yeah, I do. They always be asking me because my neighbor right now is all mad. He moved. There's a nice camper in my yard, in my neighbor's yard. And I like to cook. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say pork chops. And I was cooking in that thing, and he got all butt hurt and moved it because basically guys in California know that I'm one of the best pork chops cooks out there. My stuff I cook is amazing. You know what I'm talking about, that short. Yeah. And so I still have networks out there where I'm be moving and shaking, moving the good stuff in. But it's getting more difficult because California's turned into a bunch of communist snowflakes.
Yeah, it's a commie state, man. It makes it hard for real men out here to really get, you know, to live, you know, basically just be, you know, stand up dude. You know, I lost my job recently because of them snowflakes, you know. Did they hire somebody else in your place or did just? Yeah, they did. You know, I was cleaning out homeless camps, and you know, they got a lot of homeless camps out here, you know. Yeah. And so, you know, they had to, you know, the snowflakes were protesting it. You know, some guys started threatening us, man. And, you know, we don't take lightly the threats in prison out here. So, no, you know, I got PTSD, and, you know, I'll be 60 here in a minute. I'm a little elderly. And so, you know, I had to pull out my work knife, man. And the guy peed on himself, but, you know, they videotaped it and it was on the news. And, you know, yeah. So, you know, like California, it's hard to be stand up, you know. Yeah, like you can't even defend yourself no more. Yeah, you can't defend yourself. What do you think about they're trying to feminize the men in America, you know? You see that? Yeah, let me tell you something. That right there is extremely sad because literally, I don't shave my chest hair. I'm solid. I do burpees. But they want men to run around with their tails between their legs. Yeah. Sagging their pants, not working, making the girlfriends work, all that stuff. And it's ridiculous. And the truth is, we have such a soft society. I hate to say this. It's going to be very difficult for people like me, you, Viking, Splinter, Matt Locked On Radio, solid Caucasians
we're going to get overrun with this wave of just snowflake. It's a difficult thing, to be honest, because like nobody wants to stand with us.
It's like they're trying to cut their, the nuts off of men in this country, and feminize them and try to tone down, the testosterone level of men in this country. And it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's sad. And now they're doing it. I saw a news story where they said that it's not funny, but like they're giving like 12-year-olds medicine to keep them from becoming a man or something. Like these transgenders. Yeah, like that's not right, bro. You're messing people up for life doing that.
Yeah, like hormones and shit, right?
Yep. It's like some 12-year-old says, hey, this 12-year-old boy's like, hey, I want to be a girl. And they don't even question it. They're like, yeah, no problem. Bro, that's crazy. You know what my grandpa would have done to me? He would have said, oh, you want to be a little girl, do you? He would take me to the barn and whoop me with a belt. That's real talk.
Oh, yeah, or switch.
Yeah. My grandma used to make me cut my own switches for whooping my butt, bro. But that's one reason I'm a solid Caucasian.
Hey, so let me ask you, live out in North Carolina, man. I got to ask, they be making moonshine out there?
Yeah, they do. Hey, but basically the Appalachian Mountains, we got North Carolina mountains that go to Tennessee, Kentucky, and the moonshine out here is, bro, it is strong. I've never been much of a drinker. I like to be up for days at a time, parties, stuff like that. But the moonshine's incredible out here. But see, now what they're doing is they're letting all these dope boys in the hood be selling all these drugs. But you got one solid Caucasian that makes a thing of moonshine for a friend. They're getting like 20 years in prison. But, Faguadas pulls a pistol, selling coke and stuff. He gets 6 months.
Wow.
Like, so it ain't right.
So are you the one that introduced like making moonshine in prison?
Yes. Let's put it like this. People used to make a form of moonshine. But see, my granddaddy taught me how to make real moonshine. And so I would make that in prison with the oranges and stuff. Got me a little copper steel and everything. I was gonna put a patent on that, but apparently you can't patent things you made in prison. So that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was making moonshine.
Yeah, guys.
Wes Watson comes one time, and usually we put the moonshine in cups like this, mix it with some soda. Wes Watson comes with laundry bags. Like, he claims he's on a health food kick. And he wanted to strain the alcohol through some dude's dirty underwear. And that's literally, that was what broke the camel's back, the straw. And that's when I greenlit Wes Watson. The administration found out about it because of snitches. And they done shipped him out to a prison where they send snitches. And that's where he did the rest of his time.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He did some S&Y time.
Yeah, he did a lot of that S&Y.
I think that's where he hooked up with Savage. And I think him and Savage got a little thing going on. I hate to, but
it is what it is.
I'm not trying to expose game, but I've seen one dude wearing a wig, like making a TikTok thing with a wig on, and
Yeah, that they actually used to date, and supposedly they're beefing on the streets now. And that's just because they were so in love. They when they got on the streets, they went crazy and stuff. So, but that stuff goes on in prison. Yeah, Wes Watson, he was there with Savage, and Savage knows where I stay in North Carolina. He don't want none. It's a straight ting. Real talk, Wes Watson. You know where I live, man, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
But you have to think about it like this. When you were back in prison, if somebody said something like, hey, this or that, like people handled stuff. Now it's just like they're gonna. Wes Watson or Savage will make a video about it and then like sing Kumbaya, man. There's no men left in this country. Not solid, man.
Well, out here, man, in a joint, man, if some guy disses somebody, forgiveness is a hard thing to get out here. That, guys have a long memory, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, they do.
Months could go by and then all of a sudden, some guy's laying there on the yard bleeding out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that stuff happens, exactly. And that's why when coming from the California prison system, especially on the top of the food chain like I was, when you come to North Carolina, you will call people be stealing from people's sales and all that. And then they see them on the yard and they literally act like nothing happened because they both scared to fight. That's what goes on in North Carolina and stuff. It's crazy. Yep.
Oh, wow. Self-thieving out here, man. That's a stabbing offense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't tell you how many people got poked up by my own very Caucasian hands. And the administration be like, bro, you're going to do life out here, Sid. all he did was take a suit. I said, all he did was take a suit.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you wouldn't make it in California. And it's just, if you're not careful when you're around soft people like that, like Big Lance out the yard, Wes Watson, 1090 Jake, all them. The problem with that is, if you're not careful, you can become soft. You start to you slack off and stuff. And that's why you can never slack off. You got to handle stuff.
Yeah. So you start kind of sinking into their program.
If you're not careful, that's
where Big Lance is from Virginia. Is that where he's from?
Yeah, Big Lance is from Virginia. And as bad as North Carolina is, Virginia is like, dude, like
I heard Big Lance was a fighter. He ain't no fighter.
You know, he likes to think he was a fighter, but he hangs out with that Chomo Mighty Mouse, who's a legit certified Chomo.
I never heard of him.
Yeah, he's just, you can look him up. He's got a few 100,000 followers, but he was pimping out 14-year-old girls. He's actually got paperwork that he's addressed on his channel. He tried to say, oh, I was an active addiction. I didn't know. Bro, please come to North Carolina with that BS, Mighty Mouse. Yeah, come on in. You're going to get California
that's a death sentence out here in prison.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let me tell you something. But here in North Carolina, Virginia, people like that, I hate to say this, I hate to do this, but people like that are popular. And the reason is they're respected. Other gangs, like, let's be honest, black gangs and stuff, they don't care if you have charges like that. I'm just putting it out. They don't care. And that's one of the problems is they don't care. If you can bring in some money, even if it's from doing things you should be doing like kids and stuff, they don't care. And honestly, that's how America is today.
Well, out here in California, they care. And that's,
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You go to the pen with some kind of shit like that, even on the S&Y yard, you can get,
It gets handled.
It gets handled.
Even on S&Y, it does. It really does. Nobody likes that. But, hopefully California never changes. Hopefully they stay solid and everything. But unfortunately, our country's in the toilet. I mean, it is like an outhouse.
What's weird about California is that on the streets, it's all libtard, commie, but in the prisons, it's still pretty hard,
It is. And the libtard, all these libtard things, a lot of that started in Berkeley, California in the 60s. And it's made its way across the country where they start canceling books, telling you what you can and cannot read. And I would say this to Gavin Newsom. I would say this to the deep state. You would never tell me what to read. You would never tell me how to talk. Straight up, bro.
Oh, you got a Dr. Seuss book?
Yeah, I read Dr. Seuss books, but they don't let you read those anymore.
Yeah, I heard they're going to start doing away with them. So if you got some Dr. Seuss books, you better hang on to them. Right?
It's true. Yep. And it's sad. It's really sad. And, people don't like to hear this, but in California prisons, the reason people segregate and look out for their own, and that actually keeps people safe. And on the streets, they want everybody to just be mixed together. You can be a man, you can be a woman, doesn't matter what you're born as. And now we see what that causes. Our country is it's a train wreck.
Yeah.
I mean,
crazy.
Yeah, it has.
I think they're trying to make it so the commies could just walk right in and take over,
Yep. It's really, it's crazy. And if we don't stand up, man, we're going to go the way of the American Indian, and that's the truth.
Hey man, I heard you were in Corcoran, man, when they were doing the fights, the cops were setting up the fights and everything.
Yeah,
that was happening.
Yeah, I was there when that was happening. And the thing about it it was never an issue about race. That's what they would claim. Like everyone's fighting everybody. But see, when I got there, it was these black guards trying to make, white dudes fight these much bigger dudes. And so it's like, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. So straight, I have some things smuggled in. I follow the captain, the lieutenant, and I follow him straight up in the office. And I just tell him straight up, I had a cell phone. I said, that's a very interesting place. They're like, yo, that's my house. I said, let me put it to you like this, cuz no more of this. It's going to be fair fights, one-on-one. None of this BS. But from then on out, we had some fair fights in there.
I heard they were gambling. They had big piles of money. They were doing it in the chow hall, right? Like bringing them in. And
yep, they did. And it was also a way for things to get handled too. Because when people are all fighting and stuff, you would see somebody that, maybe had a little price on his head that would get handled on the side, you know, like in a big group of people, something gets handled.
Yeah.
But that's honestly Dana White from the UFC. You owe me money, Dana. Straight up, bro. You owe me money. You know you do.
Does?
Dana White, the president of the UFC, cage fighter, the reason he got the idea to do the UFC was from all these fights in prison. That's the honest truth. He said that on a podcast.
Gladiator fights. Gladiator fights in Corcoran.
Yep. He modeled the UFC off of that. He was copying what he saw in prison. But I can't expect anything different from him. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was cool, but he's not taking my calls and everything. And
so I heard they were bringing, is he one of the outside? I heard they were bringing in outside guests to watch the gladiator fights in the Chow Hall at Corcoran. Is that true?
That's true. And Dana White was one of them.
Wow.
He was in there. Yep. And that's where he got the idea. That's true. Yep.
And you know, that's why the FBI is there at Corcoran investigating too.
Yeah, I mean, some people had, you know, they didn't know that some people's family had money and they got some real good lawyers. And so there's gonna be some big paydays. I think there already has been.
And so were you under investigation for any of that?
I was. Luckily the director of the FBI, he likes to dabble his nose a little bit of, you know what? So I paid him off. But I'm used to being followed. I'm used to being surveilled on a real regular basis.
Yeah.
I don't hide my face. Everybody knows I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you come, bring your A game because this stuff's gonna get handled.
Yeah.
I don't care. You got a badge, you got a pack, you got a cut. None of that matters. I got no problem. The people that I respect, I don't really respect groups of people, but I respect the 1%ers. You know what I'm saying? I respect them. They're solid. I respect them. But all these people,
they got 1%ers all over the country, you know, different types and all, you know, but yeah.
And they are the real deal. They will reach out and touch you. So I got no problem with them. But other than that, bro, I don't care what people think. They don't want none. All these little urban street gangs, bro. Nah, man. They ain't nothing. They can never make it in California prison. They're playing patty cake in these East Coast prisons, running around sniffing each other's booties, trading soups for, you know what I'm saying, butterfly kisses, bro. It's soft, bro. It's soft.
Hey, so like you still in contact with guys in the joint?
Yeah, I do. I put money on people's books. A lot of things what I like to do is I like to just give some money to the guards. They give the money directly to all the Caucasian homeboys in California prison. Yeah. And I do it that way. I don't like the government to track how much money's on my people's books. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I take care of my own, but y'all stay in contact with them.
Yeah, you know, cash is king, right?
Cash is, hey, like the good book says, money answers all things, bro. It's all about the money, sadly.
Yeah.
You know,
hey,
but
so when you got out of joint out here, you moved out there, right? So like you live in a small town, big town. What's going on out there?
I live in Charlotte. It's a decent sized town.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as big as LA, but you know, it's a decent, it's the place where I live is pretty quiet around here. It's these are some solid people, you know, but people be like, I didn't realize this till I came to North Carolina. They probably have in California. I was looking at some houses in some nicer neighborhoods. I'm gonna buy, you know, a nice house for my granny. And this real estate agent said that they have an HMO or a homeowners association. And they said, bro, you got to pick up your dog poo. I said, I don't pick up dog poo, bro. You kick it with your shoe because I'm used to living in the country. Like people actually pick up dog poo in these nice neighborhoods, bro. America's lost their minds.
Yeah. Well, I was just figuring they could use it as fertilizer, you know?
Exactly, bro. I grew up on my grandfather had a farm in Ohio, 100 acres. That's where I learned to shoot, you know, cook, handle business.
Yeah.
And the country's not what it used to be, and that's really sad.
Hey, so let me ask you, out there in North Carolina, do they recognize you as, you know, like, hey, Big Sid, come from California prisons, you know, like the crime scene network, they recognize your, you know, your status from California, you know, being shot caller, all that shit. They recognize that. Well,
you know, like the old saying is, the real recognize the real. So there are some that do. Excuse me. A lot of people know they you know, they still want to try you, but then they, you know, they get confused because they get life flighted out. And I said, you should have known. But yeah, there's always gonna be some fool that wants to try you. But most people, once they know I'm from California, they definitely are whistling another tune, you know, because they understand that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that North Carolina ain't California.
You got to pay tribute, right?
That's right, bro. Yeah, I tax whenever I go to a new town in North Carolina. I still tax people, and that's one way I send money back to the dudes still locked up.
Make sure they roll and put it down, right?
That's right. You have to tax people. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, people don't like that, but is that one of your tattoos behind you? Because that looks good.
That's one of my shirt patterns. That's one of my shirt patterns.
Yeah, them T-shirts are nice, bro. Really nice. Y'all need to go out there. You need to buy Smiley's T-shirts. He does tattoos. That's what y'all need to be doing.
It's our latest one right here. You know, I did a little tattooing in the joint. You know what I'm saying? And drawing, painting, all that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Do you stay busy doing tattoos now?
A little bit. You know, I do a little tattooing here and there. I like to paint mostly, you know, and sell T-shirts, artwork stuff. But I got a couple of guys to tattoo on it. You know, I'm gonna go down to Sac this weekend and finish up some Aztec shit I'm doing on one of my little Chicano buddies. You know. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely. When I come to California, I got to get a tattoo from Smiley, bro. We will video that stuff, put it on the internet.
Hell
Straight up, man. That's one thing. Before I got to make sure I get a tattoo from the one and only Mitch Smiley. Straight up, bro. Solid.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let me know when you're on your way out. You know, we'll do that.
Yep.
So how's Granny doing?
She's doing good. She's doing good. Yeah, she's kind of happy today. She got her tramadol filled early. You know, she's all happy about that.
All right. That's right.
And I tell you one thing that's sad though, man, is they don't let you get medication like they used to. Like when I first got locked up, when I went into prison, your doctor could call you some hydrocodone. Nowadays, bro, you have to have a written prescription for that. And unless something's broken or hanging off, bro, they're gonna tell you to take ibuprofen, but that ain't right.
Yeah. What's up with that, like Oxycontin and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, they don't write that like they used to. They don't.
I heard they give it out like candy.
They used to, and now people are forced to go to the street straight up. Where people, legit people, and the only people I front to, and it's legit people in pain, and the doctor won't give them none. That's, you know what I'm saying. You got to help people out. But besides that, you know what I'm saying. I don't front, but yeah, it's become very sad because our country, there's no freedom. Yeah, and I love freedom.
Yeah, I mean, you know, doctors should be able to prescribe what they want, right?
Exactly.
You know, now they turned all them dudes into you know, dependent on that Oxycontin, and they cut them off. So now they're out there dealing with some of that fentanyl shit, and they're dying. You know, I know you don't sell nothing but the good shit, right?
That's right. Yeah, that fentanyl stuff, man, that's from China. One thing I don't mess with. Like, I have standards. They try to tell you, yo, be sealed. You know, the China like, oh, that's how I'm going fentanyl. I said, bro, look, I don't care how much you pay me, bro. I don't mess with the fentanyl. I don't do that.
Yeah.
You have to carry yourself respectable. I don't mess with that. Nah, man, that's crazy. That's too many people die.
Yeah, in all seriousness, man, you know, I know guys tell me about they're buying pills like the Norco pills off the street that they're made down there in Mexico, but they're putting fentanyl in it.
Yes, they do.
And they're popping them pills and dying because you know they don't know what's in it, you know.
Yeah, that's actually really common on the streets everywhere. Is when they said that they tested like 30% of even things like token stuff. Everything's got fentanyl in it now.
Yeah, because it gets them hooked.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Out here in California, man, we got zombies. We got, like when I was working down Sac, you know, we got places we're going to zombie land, you know, because they're smoking speed and they're smoking that crack, but it's got fentanyl in it too.
Yep.
Just a little bit, just enough where they keep using it, and then they're hooked, you know?
Yeah, that's people, there was like a news story where people were like, said that people were smoking stimulants, but they were nodding out and stuff. That's because it's got the fentanyl.
Yeah. Turns them into zombies, you know?
Yep. And that's what the government wants, is a bunch of zombies.
Yeah.
True. That's what they want, but that's not what they're going to get. They're going to get a little too much what they bargained for a big city.
They get their EBT card, they get out, go buy their dope, and, you know, they smoke that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Here in North Carolina, California is a lot more expensive, as you know. But like here in North Carolina, you get 50 cents to the dollar on an EBT card if you're gonna do like a trade or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But my people, it's a no-go. You get poked up. My people get poked up. You don't let somebody trade EBT cards for drugs because like that's someone's food. We don't play that.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta be solid like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
Well, fuck, man. I'm glad you're doing well. How long you been out of prison?
Last stretch I did was in North Carolina. It was in 2014.
Yeah.
So I was in when I got released from California, it was 2013.
Yeah.
You know, but they moved me around from a lot of prisons.
So you're not on parole no more?
No, I get to do whatever I want. I did what I want when I was on parole.
Yeah.
Like I literally would just I would tell whoever the probation officer was, I was like, look, a parole officer, I'd say, you know, I'm not above slapping you. If you want to take the bribe, you want to take the $100 bills, or I'll just, I'm not above slapping you. And usually, they take the $100 bills, and that's the way it should be. I don't enjoy any kind of violence.
Yeah.
See, unless it's like chomo gets handled, but I don't enjoy that. I always want to sit back, what I'm saying, enjoy life, help people. But sometimes, some people just need to be. So there's a lot of people. It's funny, and you'll understand. YouTube is a lot like prison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot like prison, man. People they run their mouth to try to be something, but then when you see them in person, when they're up in that cell with the door closed, they run in their mouth. You get on the record, they ain't gonna say nothing. Same with YouTube, bro. It's all this rah-rah. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Hey, so like when you were on parole, were you just fronting, or were you were working? Who was that? You were working with like your brother-in-law, your cousin, or some shit, doing construction?
Yeah, I do construction. Sometimes you got to do that. You got to work construction. You got to have a real job, because the government now, man, if you even go to a bank with a couple of $1,000s, you'll get a knock on the door. So, but you have to do that. Yeah, it's good for people to work. You know what I'm saying? So, even if you got a lot of money, you still got to work because it's got to look respectable.
That kept your parole officer off your back a little bit too, huh?
It does, because they got plenty of other them little dope boys that just acting a fool. So
that's right.
Because one thing though, that time's different. You know what I'm saying? California is 3 hours behind, so that took me some getting used to when I came to North Carolina.
Yeah,
the time difference is crazy. It's always sunny most of California. Here in North Carolina, bro, it's a nice day today, but a lot of times it's cloudy and rainy, and it's just, bro, it sucks.
Yeah.
I miss the weather in California.
She's still banging out burpees and shit?
Yeah, I do. I can do like 600 burpees in 30 minutes. Anybody that knows anything about burpees, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's real good.
I still try to do the burpees. You do prison workouts too still?
No, I go to the gym now. Them burpees kind of fuck my back up,
Yeah. Yeah, you would mess your shoulders up too.
Yeah. I go to the gym, hit the machines, you know what I'm saying?
I do. Yep. But now they make you wear a mask in a gym, and the only time I wear a mask at all is when I'm hitting a lick. Let's be honest. And but making everybody wear a mask now is crazy, bro.
I live in the state of Jefferson, so we don't wear masks in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Actually, where I live, they're trying to separate from California, create the state of Jefferson.
I didn't know that actually.
It's a little different than down the hill. We live in the mountains,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of good people in California. It's just all the politicians that are like, candy asses, man. But the rest of them are pretty cool. People out there are solid. But we got a problem at the border too, man. Like, it's crazy.
Oh yeah. Hey,
somebody ran into a
roll call.
Do what?
You still run a roll call?
Oh, I still.
I
always do the roll call. Yeah.
You got people checking in?
I have people checking in. That's the thing. I have group texts. So I have group texts for different states. I have a group text for North Carolina. I have one for California. I don't mess with many people from Florida, just like Viking, Matt, stuff like that.
Yeah. What about Texas, man?
Yeah, there's some solid brothers in Texas. There really is.
Fucking Longhorns.
Yeah, they're solid out there.
They got some savages out there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it depends on what part of Texas. Galveston, there's a YouTuber out there from Galveston, and Galveston might, there's parts of Texas that are cool. Galveston's a little, it's a little, limp wrist, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, they're solid.
Yeah. They got some straight outlaws in Texas.
Yes, they do. Legit. Yeah, they do. Yep. Yeah. They solid. They do. So all the California, Texas, even parts of Florida. I mean, and basically every state has 1%. But California is where it all started.
Yeah.
And that's California is always, in my opinion, the greatest state. Of course, the greatest state is wherever I am. I had a girl tell me that once, and I was like, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, a lot of shit did start out here, here and a couple spots on the East Coast. But you think about like the outlaw world, man, a lot of stuff is spreading worldwide right here from California,
Yes, yeah. You see all these clubs, I don't name names, but just certain clubs, they all over the world.
Yeah.
They legit go everywhere. Yeah. They got some real tough members that are overseas, like they're the real deal.
Yeah.
They really are.
Hey, Sid, been good having you on my channel, man. Hey, before we close out, man, anything you want to talk about or give any message you want to shout out or, tell these youngsters?
Yeah, all the young people out there, prison is no joke. Just because you have solid dudes like Smiley, solid dudes like me, prison ain't no joke. It ain't fun. You need to follow this man's channel. Honestly, it's the best channel out there.
Well, thanks, Sid.
Stay away from the drugs. All seriousness, drugs will ruin your life. As you can see, I ain't got no teeth. So that's where drugs will take you. So God bless everybody. Thanks for having me on, man.
Hell yeah, man. It's been a pleasure. And take care of yourself out there. And you better hunt down them fucking weed eaters from Lance.
Yeah. I got to get my weed eaters back to Big Lance. Yeah, I'll get them back. Trust me.
Or get some to the dope man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He might have already taken them to the dope man, to be honest.
That's right, brother.
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
See you later.